speaking of, I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
So, I have a surprise for you. I had to jump in quick to make sure that,
I didn't start a story.
Yeah, you didn't start a story. I'm like, no, I get to go first. So, I was in Disneyland recently, and I saw something, and I took a picture of it for the Facebook page, and I was like, oh, I don't really need that. And then on the last day, while I'm going out of the park, I'm like, what are the chances that our two favorite villains would be on the same card?
That's right.
So I'm like, this just has to happen.
Yay!
So I was on Main Street and swung into the pin shop on my way out. So here is your evil queen.
Just one bite.
And mine is
so
Cruella.
Is it a problem that
it says a real devil. You don't have to put it on right now.
But is it a problem that I'm doubling up?
Oh, I forgot. I thought she was making innuendo for a minute. So anyway,
yay!
So yeah, I was like, that's meant to be.
Stuff. It is meant to be. Oh,
so,
tender.
Yeah, right?
Feel a little
because they didn't have any other villains like on the same
really?
card like that. Yeah, so I felt
Who's
like it was
in
meant to
charge
be.
of that stuff?
I don't know. Well, whoever did this did it right, but
clearly, they must know us. If you're out there,
way to market.
Yes.
So, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
No.
That's what you want to hear at the start of a vlog. Oh, no.
I wrote a list, and I left it in the kitchen.
Oh.
Scooter.
That's right, we fired everybody.
I can tell you a story about Scooter, speaking of Scooter.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a bit. Mostly because he's taller than me now, and it will make me feel old. But anyway.
Won't it make you feel short?
Well, that too. I already feel short as it is. Going to high schools this year, holy goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah, what's that about?
It's about being a little man is what it's about. Like a little Fisher-Price man.
Little bald Fisher-Price.
That's right. He was bald, wasn't he?
Okay, speaking of Scooter, producer's family was over. He was here with his children, some of them.
He brought the children in.
Yeah, just a few of them. And so we were trying to think of something to do, so we started watching Muppet Show. We watched the first episode of the Muppet Show. And so you see, it was we watched the first and the second. So in one of those two, Scooter shows up for the first time.
Have I shown you the pilot? The pilot of the Muppet Show was called The Muppet Show Sex and Violence.
No, that was not it.
Okay, but there's an original. I have it
pretty
sometime.
Confident it was not that.
Because I couldn't believe that Jim Henson would go with that. But anyway.
Yeah, it was Jim Neighbors was the
very special guest star.
Yes. However, so anyway, partway through, Scooter shows up, and the kids are like, "Scooter, it's like Damon," and they finally understood. Why we called him Scooter. Yep.
Oh.
It's so fun to watch them do the math.
It's hilarious, because how many years has it been? Like 5 at least.
At least. Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Scooter.
So I have a story for you that I've been sitting on for a while now.
Oh, is it wrinkled?
No, but it's very warm. Anyway. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The door was open. I had to go through it. So I've been having health problems, which is of surprise to no one. So going to the doctor very frequently. So one of my last trips, I was unable to get in to my doctor, but they're like, oh, your symptoms. I know, we have a witch doctor that we can get into like that. Don't even have to make a sacrifice anymore.
We do those in advance.
That's right. So they're like, well, we can get you in with a nurse practitioner. And I'm like, okay. So I go in, and she walks in, and I'm not going to say a name because I haven't researched this yet completely, because I have a theory, but I needed to run it by you.
The name of the nurse?
The name of the nurse practitioner, yeah.
I thought you meant the name of your condition.
Yeah, the name of my condition. They don't know yet.
It's the Jared.
It's the Jared.
It's Jareditis.
It's Jareditis. Yes, Jareditis.
Yes.
So she comes in, and she closed the door, and she's like, hi, I'm so-and-so, and I'm like, oh, I'm Jared, and we shake, and she's like, I feel like we've met before. So my initial reaction is well, I've made almost $300 in co-payments here in the last 2 months. So you've probably seen me here.
I'm a regular.
I'm a regular, so I say that. I've been here a lot because I've been trying to be proactive, but a lot of good that got me. So she's like, no, I feel like I know you from somewhere else. And I'm like, really? And she's like, yeah. And then she says to me, you've changed.
I mean,
so, but
can you say that about somebody that you aren't sure you know? I think I know you, but you're different.
But you're different. And so, but to make it worse, she just leaves it at that. So in my head, though, you've changed. And I'm like, because part of me wants to be like, well, how have I changed? Am I
better?
bald?
Worse?
Am I old?
You've changed.
You've changed.
Since the last time I thought I met you.
Since the last time I thought I met you, pretty much. So, the nearest I can tell, and I'll tell you this after the recording, is I don't know if it's somebody we went to high school with. I don't know if she accidentally clicked on our channel.
Hi, nurse.
Hi, nurse. Practitioner.
He has changed. You're not wrong.
So, I'm having sinus problems and, lots of headaches and whatever. So, that's the first thing that she's checking out. So, needless to say, with $300 of co-payments, I've been inspected before for these issues.
This is getting a little personal.
So what happens is they, tap on your sinus cavities and they look in your ears and yada, yada, yada. So at one point, though, I become aware that she's stroking my head. Yes! Because the tapping has changed from, she's going down to, and I'm like, oh my goodness. This is not in the handbook.
You've changed.
I changed. Let me see if I can change you back.
Good luck.
I was that. So I'm like, okay, this is getting, and like we're having a conversation, and she's pretty up in my grill.
Oh. Wow.
So I'm like, that's fine.
That's
so
fine
then,
my grill,
whatever. I'm like, apparently you know me, so we're very comfortable from whatever past life
as
we
much
knew
as
each
you've
other
changed,
in.
The bond still remains.
So then, to make matters worse, she's finally like, well, I need to listen to your lungs. And at this point, so this particular thing happened when I had gotten off the plane. I'd come in from a flight.
Oh, geez.
So I wasn't necessarily the freshest.
Or the friendliest.
Or the friendliest. Maybe that's how I changed. So the next thing I know, she's lifting up my shirt.
Oh, my.
It was very invasive.
Did she ask first?
No, because usually, they do. They're like, okay, I'm going to lift your shirt up to listen to your lungs. No, she wanted it off. I'll have it off.
I'm uncomfortable.
I was uncomfortable, too. So I do the breath, like I do the deep breathing. And at some point, I become aware, she's not asking me to stop. Because, with the deep breaths, usually it's like 3, maybe 4 tops. And sometimes it's only 2.
Did she have like an audio recorder out?
I hope not.
My 1-900 number is going to make millions.
So at that point, things started to begin wrapping up. But there was my awkward... I don't know whether to feel invaded or not. Was I harassed? I'm kind of confused.
Was I harassed? That's a good question. And those are the times when it's almost like you want to say, well, let me harass you, and then you can tell me if they were different or the same. Any volunteers?
Anyway, I'm just like, I didn't know what to do with that. So.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Pretty much. What else you got?
Let's see. Well.
Do you need to walk in and get your agenda?
trying to
I can
remember-
amuse them.
I'm trying to remember what's on it. There's so many things been
That
piling
happened.
up.
Oh, yes.
While someone's been going to the doctor every other day.
Don't let her fool you. She was in stick figure college earning her diploma. We should have Kate do a video of her graduation. Yeah.
We should not. We're not discussing that at all, ever. Anyway. Never happened.
Bring it back.
Okay, so, there's stories, and I can't think of one, and this is really awkward.
Something weird has to have happened to you. I mean, something weird always happens to
Right?
you.
So, well, I will tell this story, and then hopefully we can.
Segue from there.
Yes. So my mother.
Live interwebs, people live.
Yes, my mother happens to be staying with us right now while her home is being remodeled, and at her house she likes to play cards with my sister. A lot. Like they have extra decks of cards, so they don't have to keep shuffling to refill their decks. They have a laminated scorecard. It's pretty serious.
That's professional business.
Yes. So when she came to stay here, I thought, I better make sure I have that card game. Better print out a scorecard. So we started.
Did you laminate it?
I did. Poorly, I might add. Paper went in a little crooked. Anyway, so we're playing, and before we start playing, I say, "No, you got to remind me how this game works because I haven't played in a while." So she tells me how it works. We start to play, and I'm winning quite easily.
She accused you of stacking the deck, didn't
Well,
she?
no, she accused my sister of stacking the deck. She says, "Well, I guess Liz just lets me win." And I said, "Listen, we have a lot of lax rules in this household. That's not one of them. You must earn your own wins. You can stay up as late as you want. You got to win your own game."
Did she tell her when to go to bed? I'm concerned. Your sister.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, she told my sister when to go to bed.
Oh, okay. That's
She doesn't tell me when to
completely
go to bed.
different.
You, go to bed.
How much longer is she staying with you?
It was supposed to be 4 weeks, but it's construction, so I said, well, we'll see at Christmas. Pretty sure.
She could be so lucky to be here at Christmas.
Right.
And all the festivities.
Oh.
Oh, speaking of Christmas. Oh.
Already? Okay.
Well, do you...
Nope, speak of Christmas.
Okay. So you know how there's always the debate of, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
It is.
So I'm at one of my high schools this past week, and of course that debate's going on. And it's amazing
They're
to me...
not even supposed to watch that movie.
Well, it's amazing to me what high school students get passionate about.
They
They can.
do.
So I had to diffuse the situation. Because it's what I do.
Can you imagine?
I'm a diffuser.
Think about that for a minute.
So I'm like, you want to know what a real Christmas movie is?
No.
And of course they're all like, what, Mr. Vincent? The Nightmare Before Christmas? I said, no, that is a 3-month holiday movie.
That is correct.
A real Christmas movie is Gremlins.
Oh, the Gremlins.
And they're like, Gremlins? We don't know what Gremlins are. Apparently all
Look it up.
high school students talk like that. I don't know why.
Teen Girl Squad.
Yeah, that's why. Teen Girl Squad led me to believe that all high school students
I mean,
talk
I
like
kind
that.
of do.
So I'm happy to say that I guess it was on Netflix or some streamer.
Oh, so they watched it?
So they went home and watched it, and they came back a couple days later. They were waiting for me to come back. 'Cause it was a few days before I got back to that building, and they're like, "Oh, you were right. It's totally a Christmas movie. Like, it happens on Christmas Eve, and that little fluffy monkey, it was a Christmas present." So I like.
It's a gremlin.
I liked. It's a mogwai cake.
Oh yeah, it's a mogwai. Fluffy monkey.
Fluffy monkey. So I like to think I have started a new generation
I sure hope
excited
so.
about Gremlins, and it just keeps going. There's going to be a Gremlins cartoon. I think I told you.
Is there?
Yeah, it's going to be like a prequel. I don't feel that I care for it, but
I feel that I don't care for it as well. But I do hope that these children rope their families into also watching.
well,
this
I
movie.
hope so.
Guys,
I hope some
I
parent.
have a new Christmas
know.
movie for us to watch.
Because I'm like, part of me hoped that while they were watching it, some parent walked by. He's like, I know this movie. You wouldn't watch it when I said to watch it, but if Mr. Vincent says to watch it.
Classic. Classic.
It's true.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Oh,
so
okay.
I stole your thunder.
No, you did not. But I have two things. First of all, I need to participate in the hashtag Julie Chang says.
Oh, hashtag Julie Chang.
Julie Chang has some very sage advice, and she is just as fond of people as we are. Her sage advice for this week is, you are not entitled to come into my house.
Knock first. No,
I
don't know.
added, you have to earn it.
Maybe an application process. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's words to live by. Who wanted to come into her house?
Well, nobody at the moment, but yeah. Anyway.
It's true. Some people do invite themselves over,
Well,
and you shouldn't just assume. It makes an ass out of you and me. Think about it.
Yes, it does. In other news, we had a family party around Halloween time, and my niece showed up with a list of jokes that she got from Alexa to read to me. So I can just see my brother, you should write those down and take them to the party.
It's okay. My nieces and nephews are constantly fascinated by the jokes that Siri will tell us.
So,
it's a thing.
And to be fair, I am an easy sell. So, because she's going to tell me jokes, now her two sisters have to also tell me jokes. So there's three of them.
Ooh, competition.
And they're rotating, okay? And so Hannah tells one, and Abby tells one, Rachel tells one, and we kind of go through. So then, and I'm, laughing because they're funny, and then they get mad if I get it right. I can't remember which one I got right, but I got one right, and she was mad. I need to tell you another one then. But then my one niece tells me a joke, and it really got me. And she's like, I win. Now, I must forewarn you that this could be considered inappropriate. However.
I did my assume joke, so I set the bar low for this one, for this entry.
She says, to the kid in the wheelchair wearing camouflage who stole my lunch, you can hide, but you cannot run.
Alexa told her that joke?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think
I
so,
don't think
but
so.
that's...
But it really got me.
It
really got me.
It was unexpected.
I know. The best part is that I told that joke to Flurkin.
Oh, the Flurkin.
Just before a pocket session with a VP began. And let's just say people turned to look. She's like, why would you tell me that just before they start?
It's okay. It's my new favorite thing to do to my coworkers before we go
Right.
into a meeting, to think of the most inappropriate, something that will make them laugh, 2 minutes before a meeting starts.
It's a gift.
It's fun.
You should try it at home.
So, I was just thinking, so Kate and I just completed another little project before we sat down to do this, and you may get to hear about it, you may not. We'll think about it. So it was making me think about how people come up and start talking to us.
Oh, yeah.
And Kate and I recently went and saw Jexy. And so we went in and we got to the theater and nobody was in it.
Yeah, we were the only ones
We were
there.
the only ones there. And so we sat down, and maybe 5-ish minutes later, a nice woman comes in by herself
and
and
she
sits
says,
in front of us.
first she says, you guys are in my seats.
Yeah. So I knew she was a winner.
Right?
And so we traded some, we had an exchange, and she was fun.
We bantered a
We
little.
bantered a little, and so I excused myself to get up and go use the restroom.
As you do.
As I do. And
As
so
he does.
when I come back, there's more people in the theater.
Like 4 more.
4, maybe 6.
Maybe
Maybe 6.
Maybe.
And it's sad, though, because the movie was good.
It was good.
It was good. It deserves more due than it's getting. But I wanted to say I was so disappointed because out of all of our stranger friends that we've ever met,
Right.
I really wanted that relationship to continue because I had it in my head all worked out like we were going to watch the movie and just be talking amongst ourselves the whole time and laughing and having a great time.
Well, we kind of were. We just had people behind us.
Because she was good. She laughed when we laughed.
Yes.
She passed the test.
She totally did. She totally did. I mean, there was no hubba hubba, but that was great. Hubba hubba.
Hubba. What movie was that again?
That was the Pacey movie.
Oh.
What was it called?
It wasn't Cruel Intentions.
No,
it
no.
was Watch Us As We Think.
I have it, don't I? Didn't I?
I'm pretty sure you got it because all things involving Pacey you get.
Pitcher Pat.
So I don't know.
I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember either.
Anyway.
So yeah, speaking of Pacey, which makes me think about reboots, which makes me think
Oh,
that
no.
I wish there was a Dawson's reboot, but there's not.
It's okay. We like the
But
original.
the reboot I do want to watch, but I can't watch, is Mad About You, because it's on USA.
Freaking cable.
Because I was all excited for it, because I liked
Who
Mad
is
About.
it? Yeah.
That was
Oh, who's in the reboot?
it's the same people.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, it's confusing because there's
I
a
hate
reboot
that
where
too.
They start
where they
different
start.
people and
Yeah.
then
No, it's going to be about Paul and Jamie and their adult daughter living in New York with all of their friends, and the same cast came back. And I'm like, I really want to watch that show, but I'm cable illiterate, so.
I mean, I guess only rich people can watch that.
Well, I hate it though because, like, in this day and age with streaming services, can't we just get rid of cable?
Can't we all just get along?
So.
Well, no, but then you have to have like 17 streaming
it's
services
true.
to watch
well,
all the shows you want to watch.
I feel like that's what it's starting to turn into
is.
anyway.
It is.
Oh,
All I
Monopoly.
know is that through a bit of hipster cable, I have been able to binge watch Veronica Mars.
Oh, I need to come back to that.
She does
they just
everything.
did a new season too of Veronica Mars on Hulu. Where did you watch it?
On Hulu, but a new what?
Yeah, like a new season, like season 4 or 5. If you've watched all the seasons, you saw it.
I haven't watched them all yet.
Oh, well,
I've
then you'll
seen
see it.
I've seen them all, and then there was a movie of like the 5.
Yeah, and there was a movie, and then Hulu. That's why they came to Hulu, because Hulu picked it up for another season, so they brought all of Veronica to Hulu. Speaking of reboots,
Surprise! There's more Veronica Mars.
there is.
I'm so excited. So here's what's funny about binge watching. Well, for me, I tend to get very involved, very emotionally invested in these shows. Now, Veronica Mars, it's Veronica Mars, so I mean, come on. But
Kristen Bell. Who doesn't like Veronica?
who doesn't? Oh, speaking of Kristen Bell,
We'll come back to that.
one moment. But yeah, I get involved, and so I'm joking that it's getting a little intense. The drama in
Right.
Veronica Mars is getting a little thick for me. Meanwhile, Flurkin's watching Breaking Bad.
Wow.
And we both decide that after we finish our
respective
respective
episodes.
seasons or series, that we both need to take some time for Arrested Development to kind of cleanse the palate. No
I use
drama.
Parks and Recs for my cleanser, but you know, whatever.
That's another one that I need to watch. It's true. But yes. So speaking of Kristen Bell, my mother recently was rear-ended.
Oh,
and
no. Poor
Yes.
Mother Jackman.
I know, right?
I really wish Alexis was here. I love to watch Alexis interact with Mother Jackman. It's one of my favorite things. It doesn't happen much, needless
We
to
miss
say.
you, Alexis.
But yeah, he's touring with the Shakespearean Company.
Isn't he though?
Anyhow.
Yeah. So she was rear-ended and had to get the car taken away. The car got taken away.
No more car for you.
No more. So she had to get a rental car. So she's on the phone, on hold for the rental car. So here, okay, let me back up. Sorry. Woo!
No more Monster for Kate.
That's why Hubs doesn't like us to drink those. That's why he doesn't like
It has
me to
no
drink
effect
those.
on me
Speaking of the
anymore.
Hubs, he also, okay, it's happening.
I am so relieved we got what we needed to get done before we came
Woo!
to this today.
Okay, see if I can keep this all straight. So she has an appointment to pick up her rental car, but she's not totally sure where the rental car place is. So she calls them to ask specifically where they are. She's on hold, and the lovely Kristen Bell is saying, we will do anything to
Oh,
get
that's
you
right.
your car.
She's an insurance lady now.
It's not an Enterprise.
Enterprise, yeah.
We'll do anything. We'll come pick you up, blah, 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 blah. You know, probably saying breakfast in bed. I don't know what she says on the phone, but she's Kristen Bell, so she's going to be nice. So the guy comes to the phone and says, oh, well, we don't have your car.
Kristen Bell.
Then he says, well, we have one at a location that's like 25 minutes away from you if you would like to drive there to get it. Hi, picking up a rental car means don't have a car to drive. How about you have them drive it out here? Like, no problem solving skills whatsoever. So then when she had to go take the car back, the scheduling was a little, and I said, listen, make them come get it. You tell them, Kristen Bell told me y'all would come get this car.
Did she do it?
I don't remember. The last thing I remember, the car had been left somewhere.
We left it on the side of the road. Find it, and then you can get it.
Supposed to come get it. I should find out the end of that story. Meanwhile,
back at the bank. I mean the ranch.
Hubs went. Oh, actually, this is a great story. Okay, so.
I promise we will wrap up.
Oh my goodness.
Eventually.
Okay.
It's been a while, people. Buckle up.
Strap in. So Hubs sends me a picture of Beverly walking him to his car at his office.
Why is she at his office?
She works there now.
I didn't know.
Yes, you did.
Mad cow.
If you'd show up to anything. Anyway, yes, my work wife left me for my husband.
Do they work in the same building, like the same
floor? Right now, they're in the same department at the moment. That will change soon, but
I am worried about the single white female thing more than ever.
there's more to this story we'll discuss offline. Anyway, so he sends me this picture that she's walked him to his car and they, she's waving and whatnot. So then, okay, well then I'm leaving work. I get home and his car is in the garage.
Right.
Okay. So, but the garage smells like
Beverly.
No, it smells like gasoline or exhaust or something, and it's pretty strong.
Oh no.
And so I'm thinking, what is that? So I walk into the house looking for him so I can say, why does it stink in the garage? Can't find him. He's nowhere.
I smell murder. Oh wait, he's alive.
Well, it was touch and go. So I let it go for a minute, and then the dogs are here, so he's not walking the dogs, and they hadn't been let in yet at all. So he must have come home and then disappeared. So after a while, I decide to check his location just to see.
Great.
So I check his location, and it says he's in South Jordan. And I think, that's odd.
He's in somebody's trunk.
Well, I didn't think that at first, because it was like the dot was next to the Costco. And I thought, well, he went to I don't know.
I thought you went to the other Costco.
Well, we do.
Yeah.
And he's not going to walk there. It's still far.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. So then I text him and don't hear back. And so then I text him again. I look at his location again, and now he's in Draper. And he's on the freeway going on the south side to go south on the freeway. And I'm thinking, this is concerning. So I'm getting ready to leave to go to dinner with my mom, and I think I better call him. So I call, and it rings and rings and rings and rings and goes to voicemail. So I send another text message. I'm a little antsy. And so then we go to dinner, and I check his location again, and now he's in American Fork. And so
they're taking him down to the border.
Right, so I call again and no answer. And I said, I don't know if his phone is like on silent so he doesn't know it's ringing, or, it's in the glove box, he's in the trunk. I don't know what's happening. Okay. So finally, and I'm like legit getting concerned. So I text him and I said, your car's at home. Phone says that you're in American Fork, getting a little concerned. So he finally calls back and he says, I sent you a text that I'm going to American Fork to pick up some headphones. He did no such thing. Well, turns out he told Siri to send a text, but then he didn't tell her to send the text, so she wrote the text and sat on it. Anyway.
Siri's no Jexy.
No, but he took the motorcycle.
Oh.
Which I did not do the math that it wasn't in the garage. But the best part was he had to pull over to call me back because my text messages and calls kept interrupting his directions to get to where he needed to go.
That'll alert him.
Who keeps calling me? That would be your wife.
Can't help it if she actually loves you.
Right?
Gosh.
I'm sorry.
Whatever.
But he got these noise canceling headphones.
Oh, Lord.
So,
I really hope that you can get the screenshot of me rolling my eyes.
Well, what was best was that last night Beverly came over and, he decided to test them out. We were horribly offended.
As you should be.
But he said they worked great. So the next time we go to the
I'm
movies...
so sick of him and his dainty ears. I just can't even.
Sorry, Hubs.
He's lucky that I keep him around.
Dainty ears.
All right.
And there you have it.
On that lovely note of dainty ears, we are going to wrap up.
The images, I can't... Okay.
All right. I'm Jared.
I'm Kate.
We'll see you next time.